Hey everyone, it's the Train Freak here, and today I'm giving you my weekly layout update. Well, here lately it's been kind of bi-weekly because, last week I was on vacation, so I couldn't give you a layout update then. And then a couple weeks before that I was at the Jacksonville train show, so it should get to going back weekly now. So before we get to what I'm going to show you today, I always want to remind everyone too, and make sure you fill in the bell so that way you can receive future notifications. Which I know YouTube's not doing email, but they are still doing mobile notifications. So if you got a smartphone, Android, iOS, I would assume maybe a Windows phone too, don't really know that, but I do know iOS and Android, you will get notifications if you have the YouTube app installed on your phone. And then also, thumbs up helps with YouTube's algorithms. And feel free to comment and share, with your friends that are either rail fanners or into the model as well, no matter the scale. So let me show you what I have been working on. Alright y'all, so you're going to have to kind of excuse some of the mess and some of the weird oddities like, well, there we go. Like the stack of bricks over there, I'm using those for weights for when I'm working on the Helix. But the grid work for level 2 is all complete. All the way around. Even this way, ignore all the junk. Yada yada yada. You know the deal. A true modelist has stuff everywhere when they're working. Now, so one of the things I've also been working on today is I've been trying to clean up all of the trash and stuff that needs to come off the layout. And I went ahead and pulled all the freight cars out except for the engines and the cabooses because I got to get a shop vac and kind of vacuum all the dirt and debris. And then I plan on running that dude later to get all of those pieces of track cleaned. So yeah, as far as an update, I mean, it's just pretty much bench work. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but just continuing with more 1x4s. I had to put in another brace here, which I had to do another cutout, of course. And I will let you know I've got some 86-foot auto parts box cars that I was afraid that if it would have hit that switch, that the corner of the box would clip. It doesn't. I've tried it with 2 of them connected, so that all works fine. But you can see I've got that board braced up on the wall, and then over on this side I had to add a couple of boards upright, and I used some elbows and screwed them in on 2 separate directions, and I mean it's sturdy. So here's my goal. I've got to get the Helix to come up higher. So I know I got to do at least one more full round, maybe another half. And I could use some advice, some help if you know how to do this. What I'm wanting to do is, as the Helix comes out back over there or over here, somewhere off that way, it's going to literally come up on level 2. The big sawmill complex I'm wanting right here in the middle. So I need to find a way, and like I said, feel free to comment. But I need to find a way to make this like a solid sheet up here with a train just kind of coming out from under but back in that direction. And it is inclining this way. And then by the time the train gets up here on the front side, it will either be flush or almost flush, which is fine. I'm not necessarily going to put in a tunnel over there because I'm going to put up a solid sheet of plywood over here to kind of act as a wall from the garage door. For over here, I'm going to put in a solid sheet of plywood from here on down. I will put in a little access door. I'm probably going to put the access door on this side. And ignore the bag of trash. It's really not a bag of trash. It's actually a bag of sawdust. A friend of mine's helping me out with some stuff. But I'm going to put out a little cutout here, kind of like a cutout window, so that way, you know, you can see inside to see if a train is derailed or not. As far as backdrop wall, it'll be attached to this and just go straight down. So that should be fine. So that way, the engine facilities, you can't see the Helix from that side. Oh, speaking of, I did add some more pieces in there, all the way around. And I kind of just measured between, you know, this piece and that piece, kind of found the halfway point, put it in on this side and just hammered it in until it looked good. And I mean, I'm struggling to press that down, so I think that's going to fix my dipping issue. The only other place that it might still possibly dip is way over there. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. And that's because I had to cut out the plywood for that plywood to run, so that way it was flush. So let me zoom back. Alright. So this is my goal. And then of course here the main line's going to kind of come up. I'm going to zoom out a little. Maybe that might help. There we go. Main line's going to come right through here. And I'll talk about these in a minute. And it's going to kind of come and curve this way. And all the industries are going to be on the back section. Pretty much all the way around. I might even have 1 or 2 industries over here depending on how much room I have. From here the track's going to come this way, and right here is going to be another Helix incline. Well, it might actually start right here, but this will be the next Helix to start the incline. And then let's see, from there we'll come up here to level 3. It'll actually come out through what I call the breezeway. Because of that, it's kind of acts like a breezeway. So come up this way. Like I said, bench work for level 3 is not built yet. Now this is only coming out 30 inches from the wall. Level 3 is only going to come out 18 inches. So if you take a 48 inch sheet of plywood, subtract 30, you're left with 18. Did it that way on purpose. Actually, I saw another YouTube channel that does this for their club layout. And I mean, it just makes sense. It's going to come back this way, and then there will be a section over this Helix, which will be a big balloon loop. Unfortunately, I don't see, because this is coming out so far, I don't see a way I can prevent that. So this might be in the middle between 2. Well, actually, yeah, it's going to be in the middle on 2. And that's because I have to have it to support 3. So, unfortunately, it is one of those things, you know, you do run into things like that from time to time. If I could get away without having to have a support out here, I would, but I just don't see any way of, you know, being able to do that. It is what it is. You know, you live and learn, you deal with it type thing. So, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. And then, like I said, I'll talk about those in a second, because that's going to be some good, exciting news. Oh, and even you can probably see the staging yard over there. I've got all the cars and stuff on it. There will be another staging yard for level 3 that will also only come out just a few inches from the wall, enough for 3 tracks, the active track, and then 2 storage tracks. So that there will be 2 staging yards. And these are basically going to kind of act off of, you know, the main line coming around here. There will be a track to kind of Y off and separate industries there and industries over here. It's just going to kind of come out hidden, and it's just going to tie onto the main line. And the same thing with that one up there. It will pretty much do the same thing. So, alright, so that's as much as I've got on the layout update. So, give me a minute and I will explain what those are for. Okay, so it's only been a few weeks, maybe a little more than a month. Well, it's been a little more than a month since I had my 200 subscriber contest. And so you know that I'm doing one every 100, and when a prize is won, it's got to be replaced. So I went up to the hobby shop yesterday and picked out what I thought would be a really neat prize for the 300 subscriber contest. Now I know I'm not at 300 yet. I'm getting close. I think I'm at 259 if I'm not mistaken. But I want to go ahead and have my prizes ready instead of trying to scrambling around. So what I found was a couple of cars. And these are both Athearn Ready to Rows. They're Herzog 40-foot gondolas, and these are actually sequential Athearn item numbers. It's 86073 and 86074. The road numbers is 3231 and 3229. So I will be giving both of those away. And just to kind of show you a little closer, I know I got my thumb over the center, but that's fine. This is what they look like. And you can see this one is 3231. I just don't want you knowing how much I spent on these. And then 3229 is this one. And they both have, looks like they both have metal wheels and knuckle couplers, you know, Athearn's generic ones, you know. So that will be for the 300 subscriber contest. I've already figured out how I'm going to do it. It's going to be very similar to the last bingo, but this time, you know, instead of trying to figure out which cards don't have duplicate numbers, I'm not going to do that. Next time, it's just going to be pretty much everybody's going to be assigned a specific number to a specific card. And I think it worked out great last time. If you think it didn't, you know, feel free to tell me, but I had a lot of compliments on it and no complaints, so I'm assuming it worked out pretty good. So like I said, when we get closer, I will actually announce that, opening the rules and how you have to sign up, yada yada yada. On another topic, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight, Heath with Humanity Junction, his channel will be posted in the description below. Is doing Sidetrack Sunday for this week. I think he's got a really good topic he's going to go over, and he also has a contest I think he's doing an award with. So make sure you go and watch his channel with the Sidetrack Sunday crew. I will be the hosting next week's Sidetrack Sunday. And then let's see. Speaking of next week's Sidetrack Sunday, I have a Google form with a link down below that I want your input as a subscriber or even as a viewer. If you're just a viewer, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It helps my channel out. But if you're not really sure if you're into my content or not, I get it, understand. But in that Google form, it's just asking for just a couple of questions. You know, question one being, you got to submit your email address because I don't want the same email sitting in multiple times. And then the other question is your YouTube channel name. So that way I know kind of what your peaks and interests are. And then the third question is the peaks and interest. It's a check all that applies. I want you as my viewers to give me some input as to what can I help you with if it's something that I know. Now, I will be honest with you, scenery is not my thing. But wiring, electronics, decoder installations, and I'm decent at some kits. I can put some kits together. And, I'll have that Google spreadsheet still up and going. It's going to stay up till Wednesday. Wednesday I'll tear it down so that way I can tally up. But it's a check all that applies. So you don't have to answer just one. You can answer multiples. So if you would, feel free to go fill that out. That will help me out so that way I know how to help you. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for this week. My next goal is I'm not going to put plywood on yet. I am in the process of looking for some surface mount lighting sockets to go on the insides of these 1x4s, and I figured it'd be easier to go ahead and wire the lighting up before I put the plywood on top. So, and of course, there's really no point in me putting the plywood until get this Helix. I got to keep working on that too. So those are my next two goals. As far as, you know, the next progress on this layout. But yeah, other than that, I'm just going to let y'all have at it. If you haven't subscribed and you like the content of my channel, please subscribe. It really helps all of us out. Especially if you like contests, because I give away a lot of stuff. But you can also get useful information. The other thing is, you know, make sure you shade in that bell. I know YouTube's not doing the email notifications, but you can at least get the cell phone notifications if you have a smartphone. 90% of the people out in the world have smartphones these days. And the YouTube app is not real hard to work with. Thumbs up, that really helps. And then, you know, feel free to comment and share. Let me know how I'm doing. So, alright, y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all have a great week to come. And happy railroading.